Today is going to be a video about how to read a pro forma. Obviously, everybody has seen a pro forma that has been on our website and been through our inventory, but seeing it and understanding it is two different things. So if you are interested in going through line by line, seeing what a pro forma is, what it can do for you, this is the video for you.
All right, to get to our pro formas, we're going to go to our inventory section on our website. We're going to click on all active inventory. This is going to bring up our spreadsheet that has our properties that you can purchase. You'll notice that in column D, we've got brochures on each one of our properties. We're going to take a look at a very specific brochure today and go over it line by line. We're going to go over the Verona model, which is one of our new builds in Florida. You'll see here on page 1 of our pro formas, you'll notice that we like to give you some general information on the property. This is, of course, something that you can get more details on when you talk to your rep, but price, availability, location, what type of home, single family, multi-unit, neighborhood class, the rent amount, square footage, beds, baths, and year built. We just put this stuff in there just to give you a general overview of the property. Next section is photographs of the property, and then what we're going to cover today is the pro forma. You can see here the pro forma gives you a lot of good information, but if you've never seen one of these, you don't understand them. They can be a little confusing the first couple of times you look at them. So I'm going to go through this line by line. First off, market or appraised value are new builds that you can get in Cape Coral. You can purchase below the market value. So you can see here there's a little bit of an initial equity play. Now I understand the math doesn't add up here. Understand there's reasons for that. If you talk to your rent to retirement sales representative, they'll explain to you why we've put it that way. Down payment. What we've done on our pro formas, most of our pro formas are run at 20% down. Vast majority of people out there today, when they're buying investment properties, are using a typical conventional 80-20 loan. So we've put that in here as something that works for most people. Closing costs and fees, you'll see that are at $6,000. That's because in Florida, closing costs are a little bit higher. Florida is a non-income state, non-income tax state, I should say. And so they make up for that revenue in other places, and this is one of those. So you'll see that most states are around $3,000 in closing costs. Florida is about double. There's other states like that that are income tax free that do the same thing. Texas is one of them. There's a couple others. But the amount financed, you'll see when we have 80-20, we'll show you you're financing this amount, your down payment is this amount, your total cash after closing costs are a collection of those. This loan amount is calculated down here. If you have a 3.5 interest rate on that, your monthly payment is just almost $1,000. Your annual is almost $12,000. You can see here that this is the same information. This is just shown to you monthly payment and interest annually. So same info, just shown monthly and yearly. Monthly rent. Of course, this is the rent that the property is going to be bringing in. This is the annual tax for the property. We don't have any utilities and operating expenses. You will only see utilities and operating expenses on multi-unit properties for the most part. You generally will not see those on single-family homes. So these are generally zero. If you are looking at a different pro forma that has like the 4-plex, 6-plex or bigger, you'll generally see that there are some owner's expenses on those as well. Annual insurance premium, of course. Now the vacancy rate, maintenance rate, and property management rate you'll see will change based on the location of the property. Some areas we have an 8%, 9%, or 10% management fee. So you'll just see those change based on the market. The gross scheduled income is just a collection of your rent times 12. So you can see this monthly rent of $2,195. That is times 12. You'll take out your vacancy because that is something that you'll set aside on a monthly basis. So this is your gross operating income. Same thing on these. These are just an annual version of what we've inputted up here for you. So it's just totaling everything here so that we can run our numbers. Property management at 8% calculates out annually at $2,044. Property taxes, we already had that annual, so that just drops down. We don't have any of the utilities or operating expenses. Same thing on these other things, just totaling up so that we can do the math and come up with what we have here on cash flow. This is an annual version. This is a monthly version of the same information once again. Now I'm going to take a little extra time here on these last little bit because we get a lot of questions on the ROI. We calculate 4 different areas of return on real estate for you because most people that we work with are able to take advantage of all 4 of these areas. Not everybody does though, so if you cannot take advantage of one of these, just understand that on the next part of this video, I'll show you how you can adjust your numbers. Cash on cash ROI. This is just simply rent minus down payment or out-of-pocket expenses, and calculating it out on this property, you're almost at 12% just off of your cash on cash return. Now, everybody can understand that the properties can be depreciated. The IRS allows you to depreciate a property by 27.5 years on a standard depreciation, and that's the depreciation rate that we put in here. Now, if you know anything about depreciation and the tax options, you can actually accelerate that and put different rates in, but our calculator here, we've just used the 27.5 standard. On appreciation, same thing. We've added in the appreciation rate so you can see how that increases your ROI on the property as well. And then, of course, the tenant is paying down your loan, so we're going to calculate that in. So on this particular property, you're actually getting a 35% annual return on your property. The 12%, the 18%, the 29%, the 35%, all of these numbers are just general estimated numbers. So you always want to make sure that these numbers work for you in your area and the way that you do your business. We put this out here just as a general snapshot so that everybody can see if you're buying it this way, here's your numbers. The next part of this video, we're going to go into how you can adjust this on your own. Today, we're going to navigate to finding our rental calculator and how to use it. So let's just start by going to our website. When you get to our website, you'll notice in our inventory, contact, new build, there's a more feature. And there's a lot more here that you guys can look at. If you haven't noticed any of these, we have sold inventory you can look at, access to our videos and podcasts. But right here under our tools section, we have a rental calculator download. And the reason for this download, all you have to do is click on this download and you'll see it'll automatically download it to your computer. This rental calculator download is to allow you to go to the inventory section. I'm going to go ahead and go to it now. Click on our all active inventory and take a look at any one of our brochures. And if you're going to be purchasing a property with maybe a different criteria than our brochure, you can go and adjust it with the rental calculator download and be able to see whatever you'd like to see. So I'm going to go ahead and click on our Verona model, pull up its brochure, and you can see on its brochure that it's automatically set for a 20% down payment. So this is we'll just call it 275 purchase, 80-20 loan. Florida has a little bit higher closing costs, so you'll see that Florida throws 6 instead of 3 on here. So here's your out of pocket, and then down here is your ROI, your return. So almost $600 a month cash flow, 20% ROI almost. So really good deal. But what if we wanted to take and put a 10% loan on the same property? Well, you'll want to see the numbers on the 10%. You cannot adjust this online. This is already set. So all you need to do now is go to your calculator. I'm going to go ahead and open this. I've gone ahead and opened up the property analysis tool, and I've started to enter the information for that Verona property already, but I'll go over it with you real quick. What you'll see when you download this is that this column has other information in there. This is how it shows up when you download it. So what I've done is I've gone ahead and gone in and entered all this information from the website Forma that you see. So I'll go ahead and put in the market value, the purchase price, the closing costs, the interest rate, monthly rent, property tax, utilities are 0, landscaping 0, insurance premium. Now you'll see here that the automatic vacancy rate is for 4%, which is more of our turnkey. New builds are cheaper on maintenance and vacancies, so we're going to adjust those back to 3 and 3. And then our management rate, we've agreed to get a property management team to go to 8% on these instead of 10. So you can see here now all these numbers are the same. If you compare this to the online pro forma, this is exactly what it looks like. But you want to use a 90-10 loan instead of an 80-20 loan, and you want to know how to adjust this. So we go in here to your down payment and change this to 10. You'll see that it automatically changed the down percentages. Debt services changed automatically. And then your ROI numbers have changed. Your cash flow, because you're putting less into it, you're now putting 30,000 in instead of 60. If you want to see both of them, you can always undo, look at your numbers, redo, look at your numbers. If you want to do something different, maybe you want to put more down. So you can come in here and say, I want to put 35% down instead. You can see your numbers. You can always adjust these numbers anytime that you want to be able to see how this prop will perform based on how you want to invest into it, how your down payment is. Your criteria may be different. Maybe you're getting a non-recourse loan and you're doing a 50% down, and non-recourse loans are at a little higher rate, so they're usually around 5.5. So now you could say, oh, if I'm using my non-recourse money, putting in half down, I'm going to have 143 out of pocket, but then my cash flow goes up. So you can just run your numbers any way that you want, however you happen to be purchasing the property. You could do this with any property. I've just happened to use our example for our Verona, which is a new construction in Cape Coral, Florida. The reason I chose this particular one is because this is a property that we're going to be able to still sell for quite a while. So hopefully this video will be accurate for something that you'll actually see online for quite a bit. Any questions on any of this? Of course, you always have the opportunity to reach out to your investment counselor here at Rent to Retirement. We're always here for questions and support to help you build an active portfolio that you're going to be very happy with.